Nitrates. So what basically nitrates are, they are a chemical mostly found in processed meats to improve the food quality and protect against bacteria. So meats such as deli meats, ham, bacon. But lately we have found, a lot of meta-analyses that recently highlighted these positive associations between nitrates and possible cancer risks such as colorectal and ovarian cancer. The reason why nitrates are so harmful because it becomes nitrosamines in high heat or acidic conditions. And what nitrosamines are, they are a probable carcinogen, and carcinogen meaning um, cancerous, have a high probability of being cancerous, meaning it can damage cell DNA, it promotes cancer cells, and damages just the cell structure. High fructose corn syrup. So basically, this is a liquid sweetener, processed sugar made from cornstarch. You can mostly find these in soda, baked goods, and some of those popular condiments, such as the Heinz ketchup. They usually have high fructose corn syrup. And the reason why they use high fructose corn syrup is because they improve the product stability on the shelves, and they are also much more cheaper than regular sugar, such as cane sugar or um, other sweeteners. But they can be worse than sugar because it enters the bloodstream faster. It gets absorbed and processed faster by the liver. It has a higher glycemic index, rapidly spikes blood sugar, and although it's more linked towards obesity than other diseases. And the reason why it contributes a lot to obesity is because the amount of fructose in it. And the reason why fructose is more worse than glucose, which is our regular sugar, is because fructose doesn't signal hunger as much as glucose. So you are compelled to consume more and more fructose without your brain signaling, oh wait, that's enough. We need to slow down. You are getting more and more fructose, and it leads to this sort of silent fat production. Food dyes. So food dyes can be, the ingredients like blue 1, red 40, yellow 5. They are usually derived from petroleum, which is petroleum used for like fuel. Food dyes are mostly found in stuff like soda, candy, and even some condiments to enhance visual appeal of these products. They're usually better than their natural counterparts, not in terms of health, but in terms of longevity of the color and durability in different conditions. But lately, there is growing evidence that's linked to behavioral problems because of its aromatic amine, and that chemical is also found in tobacco. This can cause problems in gut bacteria. The gut-brain axis is going to be affected because of that. This will influence brain signaling, and then we also have these supporting animal studies that show altered dopamine levels when fed food dyes. Emulsifiers. So emulsifiers are substances that stabilize oil and water to create better textures in foods and preserve its shelf life more. So this can be found in ice cream, baked goods, etc. Some emulsifiers are healthy. They can be egg yolk, honey, mustard. But the others that cause issues are carrageenan, carbon methacellulose, polysorbate 80, and the hypothesized process and how these substances causes harm to our bodies is because it favors the bacteria that inflames the gut. It reduces the beneficial gut bacteria that produces the short chain fatty acids for the gut. It also disrupts the mucus layer of the gut by destroying the tight junctions between the cells, which separate the cells apart, thus releasing bacteria into the bloodstream. So imagine the top part is like your gut, and then bottom is your bloodstream. So, and these are your cells, and if those go apart with the tight junctions, holding them together, the bacteria in your gut goes to the bloodstream, and if there's bacteria in your bloodstream, well, it's going to activate the immune system. It's going to cause inflammation. Your blood cells are going to sense this, and it's going to activate like unnecessary immune responses, which we don't want to use our energy to get rid of these bacteria that's from our gut. We could easily close up our tight junctions, get rid of that bad gut bacteria, and promote that good gut bacteria. BPA, or bisphenol A. This is a chemical used in plastic packaging food. The reason why it's so harmful is because it disrupts hormones. Since BPA acts like a hormone, if I remember correctly, it's called like a xenoestrogen, so it mimics estrogen. It then can cause the body to over-respond or under-respond because it blocks receptors, thus preventing natural hormones to send signals to each other, because these artificial hormones, BPA, is blocking these receptors on our cells. Not only it harms our hormones, but going deeper, it kills our cells. It physically blocks proteins in the electron transport chain. And if you know from biology, know how we cellular respiration, on the final stage, there's this electron transport chain which produces H2O, water, and if I remember correctly, carbon dioxide as well. But the ETC, the electron transport chain, has to have those electrons going through that chain at all times. But when the BPA enters, into our cells, it can actually attach to the proteins. Specifically, I'm pretty sure complex 1 and complex 3. It attaches to those proteins and blocks electrons flowing through that chain, and creates this leakage of electrons everywhere. It causes formation of free radicals or superoxides that damages the cell. It damages the mitochondria, and if you damage the powerhouse of the cell, well, you're not making energy. The cell's not going to function. You're lacking ATP. So the cell's going to be like, okay, I'm going to kill myself. BHT and BHA, or preservatives. These are synthetic and waxy petrochemicals. And again, petrochemical is like a fuel type chemical. It's used to preserve fats, oils in foods such as cereal, potato chips, snacks. Although we don't have a hypothesized process on this, we have studies where it's linked to hormone dysfunction and has potential carcinogen effects. Although you can see if you research online, it can be called an antioxidant, but it actually does the opposite. It can turn into a radical form or free radical form of BHA or BHT, which promotes more unnecessary free radicals.